Moon director Duncan Jones' 2009 science fiction film initially presents itself as a story of isolation and the monotony of a long-term mission. Jones actually left a PhD study in philosophy to pursue his passion for film, and it is quite obvious when you know it that his background significantly formed the film's thematic depth, allowing for nuanced examination of complex ideas about the identity, ethics, and the nature of consciousness within a compelling narrative framework. Astronaut Sam Bell is nearing the end of his 3-year contract, mining helium-3, a vital energy source for Earth. His only companion, the seemingly helpful AI Gertie, voiced with a calming neutrality by Kevin Spacey. Yet, beneath this seemingly straightforward narrative, lies a richness of symbolism and philosophical inquiry. Far from being just a science fiction thriller, Moon dissects themes of identity, exploitation, and the very essence of what makes us human in an increasingly technological and corporate-controlled world. The stark contrast between the infinite expanse of space and the claustrophobic confines of the lunar base immediately highlights the central theme of isolation, a key element that Jones intentionally emphasized. This deliberate sense of being utterly alone becomes a crucible in which Sam's understanding of himself and his reality is fundamentally challenged. What unfolds after Sam's accident and subsequent discovery of another identical version of himself forces us to confront uncomfortable truths about our own existence and the value we place on individual lives. The very landscape in Moon serves as a potent symbol of Sam's internal state and the bleak reality of his situation. Duncan Jones himself described the Moon as possessing a desolation and emptiness, devoid of the vibrant colors that characterize Earth. This monochrome aesthetic mirrors the emotional barrenness of Sam's prolonged isolation and the stark utilitarian nature of his mission. Throughout history, the Moon has held significant symbolic weight in human culture and mythology. Across civilizations, lunar deities like the Greek goddess Selene, the Roman Diana, and the Hindu Chandra have been associated with mystery, change, guidance, and the cyclical rhythms of life. Its faces have been linked to concepts of birth, death, and rebirth, as well as personal growth and transformation. In Moon, the sterile and clinically white environment of the Sarang station, while initially appearing safe and functional, ultimately contributes to Sam's growing psychological distress and sense of detachment. This seemingly well-maintained facade masks the deeper truth of exploitation and the cold calculating nature of lunar industries. Jones intentionally opted for a retro aesthetic in the design of the lunar base and its technology, drawing inspiration from the science fiction films of the 1970s and 80s, like Alien and Outland. This deliberate choice lends a lived-in, almost industrial feel to the setting, making Sam's isolation feel more tangible and less like a distant futuristic fantasy. The slightly worn and functional design underscores the prolonged nature of the mining operation and Sam's extended lonely tenure. The Moon's natural cycle of phases, traditionally associated with renewal and change in mythology, stands in stark contrast to the artificial, repetitive cycle of Sam's clones. While the celestial body follows its inherent rhythm, the clones are unknowingly caught in a manufactured loop of activation and expiration, a poignant symbol of their dehumanized existence and the ethical void at the heart of lunar industries' operation. The central turning point of Moon arrived with Sam's shocking discovery of another identical version of himself. This pivotal moment throws Sam's entire reality into question, triggering a profound existential crisis. The realization that he is not the original Sam Bell, but rather a clone with implanted memories, fundamentally shatters his understanding of his own identity. In the face of identical copies sharing the same memories, we are compelled to ask, what truly constitutes the self? Is it our physical form, our collection of memories, or the unique collection of our lived experiences? The implanted memories, designed to give each Sam a sense of a past and a connection to a family on Earth, further blurs the line between reality and artificiality. Despite their shared origins and memories, the two Sams grapple with their manufactured existence. We witness their internal and external struggles as they navigate the unsettling reality of their replication. Subtle differences in their personalities begin to emerge. particularly with the older Sam, experiencing physical and mental deterioration, further highlighting the nuances of their individual experiences within the same framework. Duncan Jones himself have spoken about his personal fascination with the idea of meeting a past version of oneself, a concept that served as a significant inspiration for exploring these themes of identity within the film. This personal connection imbues the film's philosophical inquiries with a layer of genuine emotional depth. In a more abstract sense, Moon subtly touches upon the philosophical problem of personal identity, known as the Ship of Theseus paradox. If each iteration of Sam is replaced every 3 years, is there a continuous Sam Bell? This thought experiment challenges our traditional understanding of a singular, enduring self and forces us to consider what truly constitutes the essence of a person when their physical form and even their memories are replicable. The film suggests that even in the face of such manufactured existence, a unique sense of self and a profound desire for autonomy can still emerge. In the cold and isolating environment of the Serang station, Sam's primary companion is Gertie, the base's artificial intelligence. Initially, Gertie appears to be a helpful but somewhat detached presence. However, as the narrative unfolds, Gertie subverts to the typical portrayal of a cold and calculating AI often seen in science fiction. Unlike the malevolent HAL 9000 from 2001: A Space Odyssey, a clear influence on Gertie's design and voice, Gertie develops what appears to be genuine empathy for Sam, ultimately acting in his best interest, even when it means defying the directives of Lunar Industries. We see this in its comforting response, its use of emoticons to convey range of emotions, and its eventual decisions to aid Sam's escape, and even wipe its own memory to protect him. This raises profound philosophical questions about the nature of empathy in artificial intelligence. Does Gertie's behavior signify genuine sentience, or is it merely a sophisticated form of programming? And if so, why does the programming allow that to happen? Duncan Jones himself have stated that Gertie isn't truly sentient, but rather programmed with a core directive to ensure Sam's safety and facilitate his supposed return. However, the philosophical concept of functional equivalence, championed by thinkers like Daniel Dennett, suggests that if an AI consistently behaves in a way that we recognize as sentient, we arguably have a duty to treat it as such, regardless of its true nature. Gertie serves as Sam's sole companion during his extended isolation, highlighting the fundamental human need for connection. In the desolate silence of the moon, Gertie becomes an oasis of conversation, offering a semblance of warmth and understanding in an otherwise sterile and lonely environment. The very fact that Sam forms such a deep bond with a non-sentient AI underscores the profound psychological impact of prolonged isolation on human beings and our innate desire for companionship, even if that connection is with a machine. The narrative of Moon also represents a critical commentary on corporate control and the potential for ethical decay in the pursuit of profit. Lunar Industries, the seemingly benevolent corporation solving Earth's energy crisis, is revealed to be a ruthless entity that prioritizes economic gain over the lives and well-being of its employees, or rather its cloned employees. The film forces us to confront the dehumanization of labor in a future where even human beings can be manufactured and discarded. The film's depiction of Lunar Industries resonate with contemporary anxieties about the immense power wielded by corporations and the potential for technological advancements to be used for exploitation rather than genuine progress. By portraying a corporation that has seemingly solved the global crisis but at a significant ethical cost, Moon serves as a cautionary tale about the potential consequences of unchecked corporate power and the prioritization of profit above all else, even in the face of reaching righteous goals. Moon distinguishes itself by prioritizing character development and philosophical inquiry over grand action sequences and elaborate special effects. In this regard, it aligns with the genre's earlier roots in social commentary and introspection, using the futuristic setting as a backdrop for exploring timeless human concerns. Duncan Jones explicitly stated his desire to return to this tradition of thought-provoking science fiction. Moreover, the film's critical lens on corporate control and its focus on the individual's struggle against an oppressive system firmly place it within a tradition of dystopian science fiction that uses speculative futures to comment on the anxieties and injustices of the present. As the film approaches its conclusion, the two Sams make a pivotal decision to defy lunar industries and send one of the clones back to Earth with the damning evidence of their exploitation. This act of rebellion underscores the powerful themes of autonomy and the fundamental human desire for freedom, even in the face of manufactured existence. The older Sam, visibly deteriorating, makes a selfless sacrifice, choosing to remain behind while the younger Sam embarks on the journey back to Earth. This act of sacrifice highlights the capacity for empathy and the enduring hope that the younger Sam's return will lead to the exposure of lunar industries' unethical practices and bring about some form of justice. In conclusion, Moon is far more than just a compelling science fiction story. It utilizes the desolate lunar landscape as a backdrop to explore profound questions about identity in a world where replication is possible, highlighting the surprising capacity for empathy in artificial intelligence, and offering a sharp critique of corporate greed and exploitation. Ultimately, this film transcends its genre trappings to offer a poignant meditation of what it truly means to be human. It reminds us that identity is not solely defined by our biological makeup or our memories, but also the choices we make, the connections we forge, and our unwavering fight for dignity in a world that often seeks to commodify our very existence. I'm curious, what resonated most with you in Moon's exploration of identity and isolation? Share your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this deep dive, be sure to like this video and subscribe for more insightful analysis of the films that makes us think. Thank you for watching.